Hey, everydingles. Check out my shit, man. Hey, guess what? This is numero trace. This is the third time I'm starting this shit tonight. Because I keep messing shit up. The highness does not help with production. It does not. You want sober people running your shit, but when you're running your own show, and you're the one who's the talent who is high, talent in air quotes, big old fucking air quotes on that shit, and then you're also the fucking producing the shit, air quotes around producing. I mean, goddamn. I mean, you doing the shit that makes the content exist. You cannot be trusted to do a good fucking job when you are high. Anyway, I'm gonna take another hit just to be like. Anyway, smells like pencil shavings. Anyway, hey, hey everybody, ever had that good shit that smells like pencil shavings? I'm talking about them good pencil shavings when you you get them Ticonderogas, you get them fucking test taking pencils, you know what I'm saying? And you sharpen them bitches up, and then you take a huff of the little tub full of shavings, and you're like, oh, that smells like some good ass weed. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm on. So I got the dope chronic. I got the dope chronic, my friends. That's what I'm doing. I'm just rolling down the street, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice. Actually, gin and juice would be delightful right now. But, well, the juice more than the gin. Don't give me gin. Gin will only exacerbate what is happening, and it will help the video quality even less. Anyway, we're going with this shit. So, I was gonna play a theme song and everything, but why? At this point, like, come on, man. Come on. Hey, so, damn, hold up real quick. Let's just, I think I have my game audio set to like super loud. That's what everybody wants. Now, in my previous attempts, I was like trying to fix the issue with how dim the fucking video looks. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that. Not while high, anyway. So, like, you just fucking cope with it or not, as the case may be. Anyway. So we got, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Oh, okay. So the back wall needs to be right here. No, dingus, choose one that has blocks in it, you smartass. Hey, be nice to yourself. No, I don't want to. He's fucking it up. Hey, look, nobody gives a shit about this production, but how we treat ourselves is fucking important. So don't fucking be mean to yourself, you asshole. It's fucked up. I'm not gonna work with a guy who's mean to himself. This fucking bullshit. I'll fucking kick your ass if you're mean to yourself. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, now tell yourself you're sorry. I am. I'm sorry. God damn it. God damn it, I'm sorry. For fuck's sake. You know, sometimes I just get caught up in the moment. Caught up in the moment. You know, I may or may not have told my daughter that I was going to murder her today. Not just murder, but fucking murder. It's like how I started my day is that, like, because my daughter laughed, you know, normally I'm trying to get her to laugh, but I had like, okay, I have this thing. It's like a total douchebag Marty McFly thing. Like, you know how somebody calls Marty McFly chicken, or somebody makes fun of fucking what's his name? Uh Josuke's hair. Uh Josuke Hagashikita. Anyway, from fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Anyway, somebody makes fun of Josuke's hair, and then it's fucking on, you know, where the person may not have known that by making fun of his hair that they could potentially get pommeled by a fucking, superhero type punch and shit, you know. Sometimes it's just regular folks going like, "What's up with that guy's fucking hair?" And he's like, "Oh, you're about to get like fucking cosmic karate'd into the goddamn ground." Uh, anyway, I have a switch like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, boop. That gets tripped, which is so stupid. Like, ugh, I hate that about myself. But here's the trigger. You ever want to fucking see me lose my shit? Like, really lose it? Is like, first of all, you have to get me angry, which, you know what, most of the time is actually kind of hard to do. Because I don't really, like, it's not really my style. It's not really my scene, man. I'm not really an angry guy. And I don't know, but like, when I have a lot of anxiety, sometimes I fly off the handle for no fucking reason. And it surprises everybody, including myself, because they're like, this is not who you are. Like, this is a complete fucking turnaround from everything that we understand you to be. So, what the fuck is happening, and why am I afraid of you right now? Whereas normally I'm like, this fucking guy, you know? Um, and yeah, I do have that switch. Anyway, but like, yeah, anxiety triggers it, and that's not fucking good. But like, here's the thing that always sets me off, and I have such a hard time controlling my temper when someone does this. And my daughter did this morning. Is the first time in her life that she's ever like hit this particular nerve, and so it caught her completely by surprise. And she had a human response to something that was objectively ridiculous, you know. And I lost my shit on her, just completely like, what the fuck, and she did not deserve what she got. She got the full brunt of my, I hadn't had breakfast yet. I was, waiting for my tea to fucking steep and whatnot. And I was just trying to, like, okay, so this is going to sound fucking stupid. Even just starting it, you're going to be like, are you fucking serious? God damn you. Like, what right do you have to be a father? And I'm like, none. Like, I'm sorry. I do pretty fucking well most of the time, and there are a lot of fatherly things that I do that are pretty good. Like, I'm not the worst. Like, I've seen some of the worst, and I'm not that bad, for fuck's sake. But like, if you met me, you'd be like, oh, you probably are a better father. Like, you would assume that I'm better than I actually am, is what I'm telling you. Because like, I don't project fucking nutbag who like sometimes loses it on people for no fucking reason. I don't project that, and so it always catches people by surprise. Anyway, so yeah, here's the trigger: is anytime anybody laughs at me when I'm angry. Like, if I'm angry about something and you laugh at me while I'm angry, I will lose my goddamn shit. Which is why it's such a bad idea to give me any class of freshmen, because freshmen, like, they're going to piss you off. Like, that is just the thing. And then, like, they love it. Like, they're so immature. They're like, oh, look, we made this grown man angry. Like, we have emotional power over an adult. And they'll be so fucking excited about it, and then I'll just be standing there like, I want you all to fucking die, like I'd just be seething with anger. Anyway, so that's good. It's a good thing for me to definitely have the less mature students, you know, in my classroom every fucking fall, because I did it for you one time as a favor and then you just decided that you were never going to change it. Like, god damn it. Like, ridiculous. Anyway, sorry. Shouldn't get off on that fucking tangent, but like, here's the deal is that I did, in fact, say to my daughter, I will fucking murder you. Um, which my wife did not appreciate at all that I said those words to my daughter. Did not appreciate it one bit, and was right to not appreciate it. She's just like having coffee and breakfast and like just trying to get the day started, you know. uh we're on summer break and we're all feeling a little bit like, what do we do? Like, normally we have a lot more structure and a lot more like, we need to get this done and we need to get that done, and like clear projects and whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, she's just trying to get the day fucking going, and then her husband yells at her daughter, like, seemingly out of nowhere from my wife's perspective, I will fucking murder you. Uh, it's the kind of thing you find in a Norman Rockwell painting, isn't it? Like, the old father saying, I will fucking murder you to the daughter. Yeah, and my daughter is like super sweet. Like, she's a sweet kid. She really is. Um, and here was the thing. And it's gonna sound so dumb, but like, I like to mod all my consoles, so that they can run without physical media. In most cases, it's because like I started doing it for the Nintendo Wii way back in the day, so that I wouldn't have to have the act like insert and eject discs, because I knew my kids would want to play the Wii, and they did, and they loved it. And I knew that it would take significant wear and tear on the discs, if I let them use the actual physical disc. So when I found out, yes, there is a way, like, and it's perfectly legal, like, you own the games, you can rip a copy, like, that's fucking allowed, you know. Now distributing it and using it for other than yourself is not allowed. But like, having a digital copy of something that you own a physical copy of, when you take the digital copy from the physical copy that you actually own, that's totally allowed. And so I've been doing that for years. Did it with the Wii U, obviously all of the PlayStations, the Dreamcast. I have a mod chipped original Xbox. I just have PS3s are super easy to do it too. PSPs are easy, PS Vitas, a lot of PlayStation stuff is like super easy to soft mod. Um, and like, uh, Nintendo stuff can be slightly harder, and then Xbox stuff you have to fucking get out a soldering iron and shit. Anyway, so I had 3 video game modding projects for this summer that I knew I wanted to do, and it's always a ridiculous thing where like that to anyone watching you it just looks like the dumbest waste of time ever to like take your entire physical game library and then rip it, and to do all of the soft and or hard modding that it takes to be able to even do that, is just like most people would see it as like, oh, you can fuck around with shit. That's kind of impressive, but I don't care about this. And why are you doing this? And this looks like it takes a tremendous amount of time. And my answer is like, oh, but I can play the games that I own. And people are like, yeah, so can I, with like not having to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but I can play the games that I own forever without ever like potentially damaging them or without having to worry about laser rot or whatever. So like, it's some shit without worrying about scuffs and scratches and all that sort of shit. Anyway, so yeah, purely selfish shit that no one in my family cares about except for me. And yeah. So currently, yeah, I had 3 modding projects. The first one I had already started was modding my PS4 because finally I reached a point where my OS version was old enough that it had a mod for it. So that was good. And yeah, I modded my PS4. That was fun. Took a lot of goddamn time because those games are really big. When you're ripping like near automata. I still don't know how to say that game's name. I haven't played it yet. It looks excellent. Everybody says it's good. People will be talking about it like, I saw a thing just the other day where people are like, yeah, even if you're playing older games. And I'm like, older? Shit, that's my new shit. Because I'm always buying things when they're no longer the thing. Like, I'd still buy for the Switch. I mean, that's still a thing. But I don't have the current gen Windows offering, Don't have the Xbox, whichever one is the one. I don't even know. Is it the Xbox Cities X? Is that what it is? Is that the shit? Anyway. But yeah. So I don't have that. Anyway, so I was doing this fucking modding thing that like nobody gives a fuck. Oh, I do get into it. Oh. Okay. I will be getting into it very soon. So it's lucky that I think I have barely enough to get myself some armor. Iron-wise, I could use some more iron, but because I don't like going into abandoned mines without iron armor. That's just me. I know there are people who are much better at this game who probably just be like, yeah, you don't need armor. That's bullshit. Anyway, so I just like having all of my consoles modded so that I don't have to use the physical media. That's just a me thing. I like being able to do it. I like that it's a thing that like it's not that hard to do, provided that you can follow instructions that other people have laid out, because other people did the jailbreaking and the hacking and the figuring out like how to exploit the operating systems and whatnot. You know, other people built the mod chips or whatever. Um, you know, so I didn't engineer the shit. So I can't claim to be like a fucking wizard because I could do I can stand on the shoulders of giants and be like, "Yay me." But yeah, it's a total thing that I get to fucking do and whatnot. So yeah, I did my PS4 to start the summer, and then I wrapped that up as quickly as I could. Um, my loving wife was not thrilled with my lack of progress there for a bit, and she's right about that. This fucking bullshit, but you know, finally got it done. Then I did my Xbox 360, which took a lot less time because the games are not as big. They're like 3 to 5 times smaller depending on the game, you know? So, pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway. And so what I was actually working on today that I did not finish because I'm too high and I'm literally so close to being done. I just have like a few more wads to install as I'm modding a Wii. And I case modded this bitch. Like, I bought a shell replacement that's like a sparkly blue. Is beautiful. And so now I have a sparkly blue Wii. And like I took it apart and there were instructions on how to take it a kind of apart. Like mostly but not all the way apart. Like not all the way in the significant very important ladder steps that might make the machine stop working is the part that I was missing. Like how to get the covers off so you can dust it out and maybe go as far as like replacing the disk drive, the optical drive, which just has like, you know, two cables that go to it. That's like two cables, four bolts. Like it's not hard to get to at all. Um, it would be super easy to swap that out. Anyway, yeah. So that's as far as any of the videos went, and so I was flying blind with like getting it down to the motherboard. You know, I had to take all the heat sinks off. You know, reapply all the thermal paste and shit. Like it's a whole thing. Um, and so like, yeah, this is kind of a big deal, and I had to do that part blind because there aren't any videos on how to do it, and there aren't like walkthroughs and whatnot. Maybe there are, but I didn't find any, and so I had to do it just like based on my experience of taking electronics apart, you know, which I've done a fair bit of, and so I was like, well, let's hope I don't screw this up, and I didn't. I totally didn't. And I got it to work. And, you know, yes, there are some oddities with my case. Like, for some reason, it doesn't allow me to plug in a fucking battery. Like, the CMOS battery. Like, I can't plug it back in. I should have just plugged it in on the motherboard. But if I had known, like, I didn't account on the case not having that slot. And so, yeah, can't get the CMOS battery in there, you know? Anyway, so I was having troubles and issues and whatnot with the Wii right off the bat. Is that, you know, my controller would connect to the Wii, but it wouldn't do the motion controls. It would recognize the buttons, all the buttons, you know, but it wouldn't do any motion controls. And so I'm swinging the Wii remote around and around and around, and finally I go get a different Wiimote, and I've got pretty soon I've got two of them, and they're both synced to the Wii, but their little hands aren't showing up, and pretty soon I start doing this windmill motion with both hands. Just this wildly exaggerated windmill as I'm trying to get the sensor bar to pick up anything, and it's not picking it up. And yeah, so like not picking it up at all, and I'm just getting frustrated because I think I know what this means, you know, and so to do this increasingly agitated arm swing, like a fucking windmill, you know, right next to my daughter, right next to her computer chair. I'm standing there, her father, first thing in the morning, you know, because I had stayed up fairly late the night before working on this piece of shit, and you know, and I went to bed thinking like, oh, it works perfectly, and then get up in the morning, turn it on, and it's not working correctly, and I'm like, son of a bitch, and I'm swinging this thing around, and then I hit my bicycle because I have a bike like standing up against the wall. It's my expensive bicycle. It's a Cannondale. I inherited it from my father. My dad gave it to me. It's the one that he rode in the Tour de Tucson. So this is a bike that's seen some racing. It's seen some fucking miles, and it's you know, not an expensive, not a cheap piece of kit. It's an expensive piece of kit, right? So I accidentally hit this bicycle, and it comes crashing down. And my daughter has just seen her father like come in, is waving his arms like a clown, trying to get the Wii to work, and then I knock my own bicycle off the wall, and she's like, "This is funny." Like, and she was not wrong. She was not wrong. Like, if I was in a room and somebody was fucking doing exactly what I had done, I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious." You know, if I had video of this shit, anybody would have been like, "This fucking moron." And so she was right. She was absolutely right. But I was so mad that I was going to have to tear this Wii apart, which I did have to do. And it's just this little teeny tiny board that does the Bluetooth that snaps onto the motherboard. And I had accidentally jostled it loose once when I was taking it apart, and then I put it back on, and I thought it was on all the way. It was not. You had to like go until you heard a little snap, and then that's how you could tell that it was all the way on there. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't I didn't get the full snap, and there you go. I had to go back in, take the entire thing all the way down to the motherboard, almost like most of the way down, and like I didn't. I just took it apart until I could lift up the shielding over the motherboard, and then like snap that piece on. Heard the click, and then I ran it without the case on, with no drive, no nothing. I was like, just tell me that you work now. And it worked, and I was like, okay, we fixed it. Um, so yeah, I totally fixed it. But before I fixed it, the part that I was telling you about that is so fucking embarrassing, is that I told my daughter to her face, I was like, I will fucking murder you. I said it just like that. And my wife was like, God damn it. It's like, what the fuck? And I was like, you don't laugh at me when I'm angry. I sound like a fucking loon. You know what I'm saying? And like, I then apologized to my daughter to the point where she was like, stop apologizing. Like, I get it. You feel bad that you said that you were going to fucking murder me, but I didn't think you were. So like, stop apologizing, or you're gonna make me think that maybe you were gonna, you know. And so, yeah, that's the shit. That's what was happening. So yeah, this morning told my daughter I will fucking murder you. And I have rarely felt like a worse father and a worse human being. Because if you met my child, you'd be like, she is sweet and kind and innocent and good. And you said you were going to fucking murder her? What? What is wrong with you? And yeah, anyway. Hey, happy Pride Month, everybody. That's a transition. Hey, happy Pride Month. It's totally Pride Month. And guess what? It's still not time yet. And I have a wooden sword? What the fuck? Why do I not at least have a stone sword at this point in my life? No, it just takes one stick, doofus. Boom, boom. I want you in my room. Spend the night together, now until forever. Boom, 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 boom. I want a double boom. Let's see. Obviously, I'm going to need an axe, because I got to go get more wood for charred coal. Anyway, by this point, at least the jobbies and skeletons will be dead. And whatever else remains of creepers and spiders and whatnot, I can kill them off a little easier when it's not as crowded up top. Hopefully it's not crowded up top. Hello. Cows. Oh, that's right. There's a village. There's a village right over there. Okay. I'm going to build a pointless tower because I need to be able to find my way back, and I don't want to like I don't want to have to do math at this point in the evening. I know that I could just look at my coordinates and also possibly just look anywhere and be like, oh, I see where I am. Durr. But yeah, nah. We're just gonna build a small pillar. I should put like a torch on it. Or, okay. Clearly I'm great at this game. Anyway, yeah, I haven't gone into the village yet. So we'll do that. And then we'll pull this thing into the station and call it good. Anyway, people. So happy Pride Month. Is Pride Month. We kicked off Pride Month with a crazy story. Where a bunch of racist ass motherfuckers from fucking all over the country apparently went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, of all places, which Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is apparently a beautiful place as it was described to me many times by my high school friend Dina, who her grandparents lived there or some shit, and so she like um basically idolized the place because her grandparents lived in Coeur d'Alene, and she's like, my grandparents live here. It's amazing. Upgrade gear. Sweet. I'd love to upgrade my gear at some point. Um, oh, it's big enough to have a fucking ballum, as my son used to call them. uh, yeah. Still so. What? What? You got two of the same sort of cottages. That's ridiculous. Such a waste. You can have more than one type of cottage. Oh, some sort of a scholar over here. He's got some sort of a library. I will take those books off of your hands. And I will take your lectern. Yes. Don't worry about... Whoa. I can't walk off. Well, it's just as well. I don't want to walk off. Blast furnace, you're a dingy-headed nobody. That's what you call those, right? Dingy-headed nobodies, the ones who are like, mer, 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 mer. Got their head on a slinky when you try to talk to them. Oh, brewing stand. I see, I see. Maybe get some brewer's yeast from that fella. Make some delicious breads with brewer's yeast. Oh, farmer, what is she growing here? A couple of things, huh? Alright. Those look like beetroots. I'll let this grow and then I'll come back and plunder it. I mean, you know, that's kind of what you do in Minecraft. You fucking steal stuff from the locals. Everybody knows that. Anyway, let me get back to my place with my purloined books. Anyway. But yeah, these fuckers from who went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So yeah, apparently Coeur d'Alene is a beautiful part of the country. I have never been, but I've been through Idaho, like up into fucking Yellowstone and shit. Yeah. So anyway, pretty good. I feel good about my beginnings here. I can grow strong in this land. The land is green and good before the crystal cracks. Anyway, another world, another time. The land was green and good before the crystal cracked. Anyway, hey, that ought to remind you of some 90s electronica. Yeah, like these fuckers up in Idaho and shit. They would, like, people from all over went up to the Gay Pride Day in Coeur d'Alene, which had hundreds of people. hundreds. So like a couple hundred people, which is, good for Coeur d'Alene that they could get a couple hundred people out. Number one, uh, but number two, like, come on, you fucking right wing assholes, like, these right wing terror cells that are fucking up everything all the time, that are so shitty, such shitty people who can just fuck off, like, I was so done with all this right wing terrorist bullshit. Like, if you've been watching the January 6th committee, like, these people are so fucking gullible. They believe the dumbest lies, and they're just looking for a place to belong and blah blah blah. They just want someone to tell them that they're special and shit. And you know who does that? Fucking white supremacists. If you're a white guy and you're like, hey, feels like people are paying attention to not as much the white man, and not as much the straight man, and not as much the, cisgendered man, and not as much, like, as we let other voices into our culture and start recognizing the formerly still currently marginalized, but like, trying not as much to marginalize them people, these motherfuckers are like, but what about me? Why is my country leaving me behind? And it's like, dude, people like you have been running shit since for fucking ever, and like, it's not been great for everybody. It's been great for people who look and think and act exactly like you, but not everybody. Not everybody having a good time. So maybe fucking, let other people have a fucking turn, Anyway, it's so ridiculous. But yeah, these motherfuckers who get involved in these white supremacist bullshit, and then, it just makes them hate, but like, it's a really strong, compelling message when you can tell someone, like, everything that's shitty in your life right now is because of an enemy, and I could tell you who that enemy is, and then I can tell you directly exactly what you can do to fight that enemy. Like, it's a compelling message anytime you can tell somebody exactly that. Like, why you think Hitler, people talk about, like, oh, what a compelling dude, and you look and he's just fucking like angry and shouting and shit, and you're like, what the fuck, who would like this guy? And it's like, well, some people looking for a fucking cause, looking for somebody just like this. Like, they didn't think it would be somebody just like this, but when he came along, that's what they fucking latched onto. They were willing to go along. And yeah, we end up with these motherfuckers who, like, luckily they got caught because somebody saw a bunch of dudes in masks and fucking riot gear get into a fucking U-Haul. 31 dudes. And they were gonna go down to the fucking gay pride event and start some shit. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, do you not know that these people already have had too much shit started for them already? You know what I'm saying? Like, just life in general started with some shit for them, And people have had an axe to grind since these people became aware of who they fucking are in this world, And everybody, there's so many fuckers who, like, don't have a fucking dog in their fight, but have plenty to fucking say about, like, oh, this is why you and your kind shouldn't be allowed, and why you're fucking, sinful and bad and a sign of the times, and fucking all the shit that people say, you know? Anyway, is bullshit, and fuck that noise. Anyway, hey, did I promise that this would be funny or entertaining? I hope not, because it was neither of those things. Anyway, we're gonna quit the title, and we're gonna bring this back. Yay, Highcraft. Anyway, this has been another episode of Highcraft. This series is probably a fucking mistake, but you know what? Like, sometimes I just like to talk into a microphone and see what comes out when I'm high. So, whatever. Don't fucking worry about it. Anyway, nobody will make it this far. Nobody ever makes it this far in my videos. Promise. Hey, if you make it this far in my video, I'll fucking do something for you. Like, just comment on the video, like, hey, I made it this far, even though you said people won't. And I will fucking, I don't know, give you a Steam game, something. I don't know. I'll hook you up somehow. But yeah, just fucking tell me that you listened this far. I'll hook you up for free with something cool. And yeah, I guarantee you nobody's gonna fucking do it, because nobody listens this far. Anyway, this has been Highcraft, and I will see you in the next one, motherfuckers. Okay, bye.